Hiya guys, yeah, just wanting to make a real quick video just to give you some tips on recruitment. So if and as and when you're ready to start going out there and building your own team, hopefully if you watch this will give you a really good guideline on how to go out there and do it. Now, it is actually really simple. It's really easy to recruit people. So yeah, just going to share with you what I do, and it's working very well for me right now. So, um, as you know, there's different ways you can contact people. There's Facebook, text messenger, telephone, you can actually ring someone, face to face, and there's other social media platforms, WhatsApp, etc. So, regardless of which way you're in communication with someone, the process is the key thing, and this is what you need to follow. So, when you're talking to someone, just ask a few key questions about them. Get to know them a bit, whether you know them well already or you're just getting to know them for the first time. Find out what they do as a job. So these are the key things you want to do. So what are you currently doing for work? Oh, okay, cool. How are you finding it? So what do you do for work? How are you finding it? You could throw in a couple of like psychologically trick statements like for example, wow, you must really love it there, and are you going for a promotion, or so you kind of really want them to turn around and say no, it's not really that good. You want to basically, what you want to do is find out where somebody works and the problems they have with their work. So you could say, all right, they pay really good money there, do they? And then they're going to go, no, it's not very good, or whatever. So basically, find out what someone's doing for work and find out the problems if you have time. If this conversation where there's a bit of time involved, and then real simple, really, just say as soon as they say they have a problem, like no, it's really crap pay and it's really hard to get a promotion, or I don't really enjoy it. You just say, oh, okay, I'm really sorry to hear that. I might have something for you, and then shut up and change the subject so that they're like really shocked, surprised, intrigued, and they're going to ask you questions. When they ask you a question, just say, now's not a really good time to go into it, but why don't we get together and grab a coffee? I've got a company. You can say I have a company and I'm currently recruiting a team. I'm doing interviews next week. So if you're around, let's go grab a coffee. That's all you need to say, and just get them into a one-to-one situation. That's one way of doing it. Another way you can do it, this is even quicker and even easier, is I say to people, I was on a night out, met some lads, asked them what they did. One of them was a DJ and he was doing some scaffolding work, and I said, just out of curiosity, how did I say it? I said something along the lines of, would you be interested in earning some really good money? Would you be interested in some part-time work, earning some really, really good money that would fit in and around what you currently do? And he was like, yeah, definitely. I was like, okay, cool, brilliant, let me get your details. I'm not going to go into it now, but I'll get in contact with you and we'll set something up. That's as simple as that. Another thing I've done is I've gone out and I've what we call 3-foot ruling. 3-foot ruling is where you go speak to somebody in a shop, in a cafe, in a restaurant, on a train, anywhere you are, and you just get into conversation with them very quickly. And again, it depends on time. If you're sitting with them on a train, you've got a bit of time to get into conversation, find out about them, find their needs, find their problems, and say you might have a solution. If you just approach somebody like I did and you walk over to them in a shop, like I did in Debenhams with a young lad called Ellis, I literally saw him and just thought, wow, there was something about him that attracted me to him. And I don't mean in a chemistry way, I just mean there was something about him. So I went over and I specifically stood by the clothes section where he was going to come out of the staff area. And I waited for him to come out, and then I said, excuse me, I'm really sorry. This might seem a bit random, but I actually have a company and you look like the sort of person that would be really good in my business. I am actually currently recruiting at the moment. Do you mind me asking you, would you be open to looking at something else outside of here? Bear in mind, just working as a shop assistant in Debenhams, it's not like the best, not being derogatory about it, but it's people I would have thought in that type of work are always going to be open to something else. So of course he said, well, yeah, what is it? A bit cagey, a bit like, who are you? I just said, it's health and nutritional business. I'm doing interviews next week. look, I tell you what, it's not really a good time to go into this, but are you on Facebook? I do a lot of my business on Facebook. So by saying, not give me your information, by saying a lot of my business I do on Facebook, it's basically saying that if they connect with you on Facebook, they'll get a chance to learn more about your business. So they're more inclined to say, yeah, cool, add me on Facebook. Otherwise, if you say, can I add you on Facebook, it might look like you're wanting to, pry on their life, and that's not the right way around. So just say, I do a lot of my business on Facebook. Why don't you put your details in here and we can connect, and then we can arrange, if it's suitable, we can arrange an interview, coffee, whatever, next week. And that's all I did. And then, so that's speaking to people. So basically just find out a problem, say you might have a solution, say you're busy now, you haven't got time to go into it, but you'll get in contact. Make sure you always add people to Facebook, because then if you make your Facebook attractive, your posts attractive, you're sharing the right things on Facebook, this will really attract somebody. And also if they don't want it right now, it's not right for them right now, if you're friends with them on Facebook, 6 months down the line, something could change, they've had enough, they've seen your post for a while, they've been following you, they may then drop you a message. I've been having this, guys, right now. I'm having people message me that I was in contact with a few months ago that I added to Facebook, didn't want to look at it then, and are now have been following me, seeing my posts, and actually sending me messages of their own accord saying, I'm ready to meet up with you now. What is this? Tell me more. I need to know about it. So definitely add them to Facebook, and I always get people's numbers, not email addresses, but that's just how I work. So the game here, the objective here is to speak to as many people as you can. The more people you speak to, the more people you'll find that is fed up of their life or they're looking for something else, okay? So that's the first stage thing. That's like what we call prospecting, finding someone that's open to look at your opportunity. Stage one. The next stage, obviously, is the inviting stage, where you're inviting them to have a coffee with you or an interview, or whether you're inviting them to look at something, going to send them something, or maybe you want to invite them to an event. It's the inviting stage. So what do you do at this stage? So really simply, what I would do, if I've met someone, based on what I've just told you, if I prospected somebody, if it's online, 99% of the time, I would arrange to meet up with them. But also what I would do is I would send them before that, or in fact, I do two things. I'll either arrange to meet up with them and get that booked in, so it's a booked meeting, and then I would send them a video, the John Holowati business overview video. Okay, that's what I would send them and say, look, if you're interested, have a look at this video. This will give you a really good overview of the business. This is my friend, this is personal, John Holowati, who's now just made his first million. This was recorded over a year ago. It's a natural video. It was done at an event, but it's a really, really good video. I love this video. It's a great overview, and the very best bit's at the end, so make sure you watch the whole thing. Something along those lines is what I would send. And then I would finish off by saying, let me know, yeah, this is what I do. Let me know once you've seen it, and let me know, look, get in contact as soon as you've seen it. And then we can arrange to go and meet for a coffee. That's actually what I do. So I send the video first, then I'd arrange to go and meet for a coffee. I'm getting a really good response from this. People are watching it, and it's a great video anyway. It really does do a good job of explaining our business opportunity. How can you not fall in love with John Holowati? Like, he's just so engaging. So if you send this, you're going to get really good results. That's one thing. Another great tool is to add somebody to Beach Money. I never, ever, under any circumstances, tag them in a John Holowati video. No way. I don't even mention it. I don't add them to Beach Money first. It's not the first thing that you do. Once you've already prospected somebody, I then send them John Holowati video, and then I add them to Beach Money. So they've seen the business overview, then now they're hooked and they're interested. I add them to Beach Money so they get more confidence with the testimonials that are in there, and then we go get a coffee. That's pretty much the perfect scenario. However, in a couple of cases, like today, and the same with a girl called Cecilia and also Ellis, we actually met for a coffee first, straight, so they had no idea, because I'd 3-foot ruled these guys. So I met Cecilia in KFC, and I met Ellis in Debenhams. With these two, I just said, I've got a business, I'm currently recruiting, let's meet up. Exchange numbers, arranged to meet up, dead simple, went through it with them both face to face. Then since that, so after I met Ellis, I then sent him the John Holowati video. He watched it all and came straight back to me and wanted more information. Then I added him to Beach Money, and then we met again. The same with Cecilia, we did that today. So very first exposure was today. I'm going to then send her the John Holowati video. I'm then going to add her to Beach Money. I'm then going to send her my website, wait for her to come back. When you give someone something, do drip feed them information. Don't send someone this video, this video, this video, this video. They're never going to look at it all. So just send them one thing and say, right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send you this video to start with. Let me know once you've seen it, and then I'll send you something else for you to look at. So then they know that they've got to reply to you once they've seen it, so then they can get more information from you. So it's a very clever way of getting the person committed and responding. So I do that, and that's what I'm going to be doing with these guys. So if you can take that on board and duplicate what I'm doing, it's working very, very, very well for me. So it should definitely work for you guys. Yeah, that's pretty much a massive amount of tips. When I'm actually having a meeting with someone, I'm hoping that you guys are already doing this. But the key thing is to go through what we call the napkin presentation. The napkin presentation is in the welcome packs. It's basically what we do at an actual event. It's the triangle. So we basically talk about the company background, 44-year-old company, 24-year-old product in 21 countries worldwide. Then I will talk about pyramid selling, and I'll say, always engage with them. Don't just sit and talk at the person. Just say, have you heard of pyramid selling? Yes, no, okay. You might be wondering, is this a pyramid thing? Just so you know, it was made illegal in 1973, and this is what pyramid selling is. To take 1 minute to explain what it is, and then say, we're a 44-year-old company in 21 countries worldwide. It's a 24-year-old product, never been anywhere near the court, so we're very, very bulletproof and very, very legal. And that network marketing as an industry, and this is what this industry is the best industry in the world, with people like Richard Branson, Donald Trump, and loads of other millionaires and billionaires backing this industry and recommending this industry and saying it's the best business model out there. So just add a bit of credibility to it. Then I'll go through the pyramid. So I'll draw out a pyramid. I'll take Tesco's as an example. I'll say that at the top you have a CEO or managing director, depending on the size of the company. And then I'll go down, you'll have board of directors, regional managers, store manager, department managers, supervisors, frontline staff. And then I'll pick a person and say, let's say Susie starts here on the tills. How far up this ladder will she ever get? Get the person to engage with you, obviously, and then talk about that for a little bit. And then I'll just say, look, this business model, ironically, as you'll notice, is a pyramid structure. Okay, so, and what I always leave them with is this business model is 99% of the businesses in the world, unless you're a sole trader, and this equals no control. So you don't get to choose your boss. You don't get to choose who you work with. You don't get to choose where you work. You don't get to choose the hours you work. You don't get freedom with holidays. You can't take a 2-hour lunch, depending on the type of job you've got, if you're only allowed an hour. If the economy crashes, you could get made redundant. And I tell the story about my dad being made redundant and how that impacted our family. So basically, this business model equals lack of control. Then I'll say, this is our business model. Literally, we are completely the opposite business model. And then I'll draw the upside down pyramid. I'll explain that everybody starts at the bottom, whether you've got a degree, you're a scientist, a doctor, or you're just working as a barman, doesn't matter. Everyone starts at the bottom, so it's equal opportunity. And then I'll explain the pinnacle position as national marketing director, but there's unlimited national marketing directors, hence, there's loads of people at the top, yeah, like opposite to the other business model. And then I'll explain this business model is basically equals full control. So you have no boss, work from wherever you want, international travel, in control of how much money you earn, holiday, who you work with, etc. Then I'll go over and say, right, there's 3 ways you get paid. Very simply, number 1 is commission. So you'll get commission ranging between 10 to 20%. Number 2, you get bonuses, which also equal promotions in the business. And number 3, you'll also get paid on helping build a team and helping other people become successful. Yeah, not just building myself a team. It's not about you. It's about this person. You're going to help this person. So the way you explain the team part, the psychology of that is going to make a difference. You'll either attract somebody or you'll put them off and you'll come across needy. So don't come across needy. So I would say, you also get paid on building a team and helping other people become successful. And you get paid on 5 generations deep. Now, I always say throughout this process, especially at this point, don't worry if this doesn't all make sense right now, as long as you get the overall gist of it, and really understand the opportunity that's available for you. You don't worry if you don't remember any of this or you fully get it right now. I personally didn't when I first saw this, and that's why I say to people, so you're relating with them and you're building that rapport throughout the process. So that's cool. Then I'll run through the positions. So start as a dealer on 10%. You then as you go through promotion, the promotions are as follows: direct distributor 14%, senior direct distributor 17%. At that position you get a bonus of 300. Then you go to sales coordinator and you go on to 20%, and from there you stay on 20%, and the bonus for that is 900. Then you go to senior sales coordinator, and the bonus, again, now you're always on 20%. The bonus for that is 1,800. Then you go to qualifying national marketing director, 20%, bonus 3,600. Then you go to national marketing director, you're on 20% commission, the bonus is 7,200. Then you go to executive marketing director, 20% commission, and the bonus for that is 14,400. Then you go to international marketing director on 20% commission. The bonus for that is 21,600. And then the final position available is presidential marketing director. The bonus for that is £28,800. If you add all those bonuses up, that gives you a total of 28. If you add all those bonuses up, that gives you a total of £78,000. Now here's the really cool thing. So don't worry if you don't remember all this right now, but just this is the cool thing about it. And then underneath that, I'll have some names written down of examples that I'm going to use depending on the kind of person I'm meeting with. So if you're meeting with a young lad, I will say, now just to give you a bit more background and really put this into perspective for you, is the first thing I do. I will say, just so you know, that out of the 21 countries worldwide that we're in, 2 years ago, the UK were 11th place based on the amount of sales that we did as a country for the whole year. So first place was America, second place was Germany, and we were 11th place out of 21 countries. In the last 2 years, we've gone from 11th place to second place, and we had 43% growth. That's like astronomical growth. I mean, that's just ridiculous, right? And people will normally really get what you're saying. And then I'll explain that we're almost about to overtake America. And in America, it's taken people to go through this compensation plan. I don't even use the word compensation plan, actually. Too much, it's too business termed. But I would say normally it would take people in America to get to national marketing director about 10 years. And in America, they celebrate that as seriously successful. But here's the really cool thing. And then this is when I go through some testimonials. James Lavelle. No, actually, I would tell them John Holowatti's story. So John Holowatti joined this business. For 3 years, he was sitting at sales coordinator level, wasn't making a great deal of money, really. Then one day he met Alex Webb at an event, went over, introduced himself to Alex, asked if he can really make money out of this business. Alex Webb has been in the business 26 years. Okay, so tell the person that. John asked him if he could make money out of it. Alex said, yes, give me 90 days, I'll mentor you. 2 years later, John's just made his first million. Just be quiet when you, just take a minute to be quiet after you deliver that kind of information to someone. Really let them take that in. They'll be like, wow, okay, yeah. So I tell that story. Then I say, and here's the really cool thing. So John Holowatti introduced a guy, within John Holowatti's team, a guy called James Lavelle came in. He was in the army. He joined Juice Plus. He originally was a massive skeptic, saw some girl talking about it on Facebook, wanted to literally take the piss out of her, went away, looked at the research, the scientific studies, and was blown away. Actually joined the business after that, and within 6 months he got to national marketing director. At the time, that was the world's fastest record worldwide, 6 months. Because of the success that he had, the company then created the further 3 positions, EMD, IMD, PMD. And since then, it's just gone crazy. What's been going on here in the UK has been like phenomenal craziness. And of course, bearing in mind, if someone's watched the John Holowatti video, the business overview, and they've watched the bit at the end where I've said to them the best bits at the end, right at the end, they'll see someone from America, Canada, Germany. There's someone from pretty much every different country that's come to that event that wasn't planned to be there, sharing their story and saying how well we're doing here in the UK. So that video is the best tool you can use to recruit, guys. So if they've already seen that, they'll get what you're saying here. So yeah, let me recap. So I've told the John Holloway story. I've explained James Lavelle. Then I say, since James Lavelle did it in 6 months, a girl called Demi Donnelly came in up north somewhere, quite a big girl, quite a bit overweight. She had children, and she's in a council house up north somewhere, and literally she got to national marketing director in 3 months. Just ridiculous what's going on here in the UK. And then again, depending on who I'm with, if I'm with a young girl, I'll share Romy Calypso's story, especially that adds a lot of credibility. Romy was brought up on Juice Plus for 14 years. Her mum and dad broke up. She came off the product. She then put on about 3 stone and she became anemic. Got back onto the products, lost 3 stone, overcome her anemia, eventually joined a business 6 months ago. She'd already done a degree, was working in Topshop, did a degree in fashion design, working at Topshop. One day went to an event, saw someone that she massively related to, a girl called Katie Ravey, who's now a top earner in Europe, and she joined a business. 6 months later, her best paycheck so far is $4,000 in a month, only 21 years old. She's got a team of 104 people. And then I will show Romy Calypso's video testimonial that I've recorded on Facebook, or I will go online and I will show somebody pictures in her Facebook account, because if people can really see people, they're going to relate. You're taking it away from yourself now and you're sharing other people's success and stories. That's what's going to get you a team member. Because if you're new in a business, you haven't got a success story, you can't base it on people. You don't want to even get to the point where people start saying, what have you done? Where are you at? It's irrelevant. It's not what you're doing. You're new, you're starting out, but it's what other people have done. So use all these third-party stories, okay? So I'll show Romy Calypso, or I'll show Joe Rain's story, or John Holloway, Alex Webb. I'll use 3 different stories. And then I'll show somebody. I've just realised, guys, I've missed out completely the magic of numbers. You should all have the welcome pack, and in the welcome pack is the napkin presentation, which is what I'm explaining to you here. But basically, after you do the positions, you just go through how you build a team. You get 1, no, you're there, you bring in 2, they get 2, and that goes down. Yeah, you'll have this in the welcome pack. Go look it up, and then you explain. However, I always say, when I start the magic of numbers, I just say, look, do you actually know 2 people that want to get healthy, look good, feel good, and earn some money part-time? And they'll go, yeah, of course. And okay. And then I do the magic of numbers with 2. Then I go, pretty sure most people know more than 2 people. Do you actually know more than 2 people that want to look good, feel good, and earn some extra money part-time? And they go, yeah, I do. And then you go through the power of numbers with 5, and then I leave it there. Then I go through the testimonials, which is obviously what I've just gone through with you now. And then I will show them a couple of videos. So I will look at, I'll just say, honestly, this business was so much fun. And what's really cool about Juice Plus is that it's nothing like any other network marketing company out there. All the other network marketing companies, people dressed in suits. Their events are very corporate still, like they're all suited, booted, loads of business language. This business is so different. I've never been involved in something so fun in my whole life. I've made the best friends out in my life from this company, and you just got to check this out. And then I'll show them some of the Gen Y videos. If they're young, I'll show them the Gen Y Marbella, or I'll show them School of Success, James Lavelle's video. I really love that one. There's different videos there, so you can use the tools. And that's it. That's the presentation. Now, I'm probably explaining this. This video has been going on for 23 minutes. It doesn't take very long. But what I would say is always engage with the person as you're going through it. Don't just talk at them. It's a 2-way conversation. You're not presenting. You're just talking them through. So do engage with them, but don't go way off on a massive tangent and find that you've only got halfway through it and you're 2 hours into a meeting, because people are not going. You just want to keep it quick, if that makes sense. How do I close? I am assumptive, so I assume, but I'm also direct. I'm assumptive and I'm direct. So if that's your very first meeting and they've never looked at any videos, I would ask for feedback. So what do you think? Could you see yourself doing this? Do you get how big an opportunity this is? And just shut up. Just let them talk. Ask them, if I took this opportunity away from you, I say this, if I took this opportunity away from you, with your life as it currently is, what other options have you got? It's almost like you're talking them through their decision. and they'll be like, well, this, and I need something. I'm missing something in my life. And you're like, okay, cool. So it's just a bit of psychology there. Then I say, cool. Here's something really big that I'm using at the moment that's working so well. I've come back from Marbella. Obviously, you can't say this, but basically, I've been saying throughout June and July, I'm literally just going all out and building a really good team. I only want to work with people that are fun, that are cool, that are going to work hard, that are diamonds. I'm being very selective about who I work with based on meeting you today. And of course, by this time, before we've probably even gone through the business opportunity, I've done a bit of an interview and asked them questions. So I've got to know, what do they want out of life? So yeah, I haven't given you any tips on that, but just ask them a few questions, get to know your prospect, get to find out whether they've got ambition, what would they do if they had the opportunity to do anything they want in the world. Do that bit first. Then at the closing stage, I would just say, I'm selecting who I work with. I could definitely see myself working with you, having sat down and actually had this meeting with you. Doing all the training in July. I'm actually getting the team trained up. I'm building a really good team right now, getting everyone trained up and then ready to really sort of start this together as a team in August. So actually do a 90-day game plan and start making some money. So if you're interested, how does that fit with you? And then just let the person speak, they'll tell you. If this is your first meeting, it's very likely that you'll leave it. Don't be too pressured. Just say, cool, look, I tell you what, I'm going to send you a couple of videos, have a look at them, and then we can go from there, and then we can arrange another coffee. And then go away, send them a John Holloway business overview, add them to Beach Money, and ask them to come back to you as soon as they've seen it. That should close it for you. I think that's pretty much... That's a lot of information there, and I haven't done this structured, obviously, with a flip chart, but I hope that you've shed loads of notes, and this has been helpful. Guys, I'm happy to do, specific training on this, so shout me if you want some help. But yeah, cool. That's what I do. It's working really well, so if you take any of those tips on board, it's going to work for you. Let's go do this. Cheers. Bye.